Hello YouTube and welcome to Beefcake Games. My name is Beefcake. Thanks for coming out and checking my channel. This is one of the first videos in my Metal Gear Solid series. I'm going to be playing Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Metal Gear is one of my favorite gaming franchises, beginning with Metal Gear Solid, so I've been really excited to get going on this game. I'm going to be trying to do some mostly stealth runs, so I may be retrying a bit, if things don't go exactly the way that I want them to. I may also be going back to do other missions, for a second time through so that I can, get a better rating. Where mission ratings are involved, I always want to get the best rating possible because, obviously that's going to reap you the most rewards. You're going to get extra GMP in this game and things like that. Unlock new emblem parts and that kind of stuff. So first we see here, dropped into the mission. It's called A Hero's Way. It's the third mission. In this game you don't have to do the missions in order. You get presented with a set of missions and then you can do them in any order which you decide. So I decided to just kind of take the missions as they come in order if I have the equipment to do them. So for this mission I did have the equipment. This is actually a second playthrough of this mission. I wanted to try and get a little bit of a better rating. So you're going to notice I have an advanced sneaking suit here that I've built. Now, something I didn't realize at first when I started playing this game was that when you deploy, it costs you GMP based on the equipment that you're deploying with. So you're going to see I have some advanced equipment for D-Horse here, but I didn't apply it simply because it cost extra GMP that I didn't want to spend. Some missions you're going to get a ton of GMP, especially if you do really well, get like an S rank, getting those bonuses for perfect stealth, no kills, no combat alerts, all that good stuff. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here is show this mission. It's the third mission. My first couple of videos covered the second mission, so I'm kind of trying to go in chronological order. So you're going to see me here scouting out some things, gaining some intel on the base, locating soldiers, that kind of stuff. I use the night vision just so that I can see them better. I don't like the way that the night vision looks, so I tend not to use it unless I'm trying to immediately locate something, but I generally will turn it right back off as soon as I have located whatever it is that I'm looking for, be that some resources or, like we're doing here, gaining intel and locating some soldiers in the base. So the object of this mission is to locate and eliminate the spetnaz commander. So you can eliminate him in a number of different ways. The way that I chose to do this mission, and that you're going to see here in a minute or so, was to extract him. I don't want to kill him. He's a commander, so he's got higher stats than some of the other soldiers that you're going to encounter. So I thought that would be useful for Mother Base, help me build up some things, maybe create some new equipment, that kind of stuff. So we're going to extract him, and probably as many other guys here as we can, just so that we can kind of bolster our ranks. I have built some extra platforms and things on my Mother Base, so I want to make sure I have enough staff to fill all that stuff out. Now, this is my first video that I put up with voiceover. I put up a ton of videos in the past. I did some Bloodborne things. Some of you may have seen that stuff. I loved that game. I'm a big Souls fan, so I kind of dug deep into Bloodborne. I still haven't finished the Chalice dungeons. I still gotta get through those, so I will get back to that at some point. But for most of the other stuff in that game, I have put up videos for it. So now let's see here. We're gonna sneak in, do a little try to climb under. Doesn't work. There's a wire there that I couldn't see, so we're gonna have to hop over. Hope this guy doesn't see us. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. This voiceover is done after the fact. I don't have any way to record while I'm playing the game, so all my commentary is going to be post commentary. So it's going to be a little bit different than if I was actually playing through. Now I equipped the night vision goggles there because I was looking to see if there are any resources that may have been harder to see, because those are going to show up when you put on your night vision goggles, but there was nothing. Now this is my favorite way to take guys out, is just holding them up. I think it's a very cool thing to do, very Snake thing to do. Get some intel from them if possible. I want to locate the other members of their squad that are in the area, as well as try and figure out if there's anything around that I need, like a you know, specialist kind of soldier, or diamonds, that kind of stuff. Alright, so now we've extracted him. We're going to go back and see if we can find a way into the base. We located some diamonds here. We'll pick those up. So like I said earlier, this is my first commentary on a video, so go easy on me. I understand it may not be the best, and my recording quality may not be the best either, so we'll see how it turns out once I have everything processed and set up. But if you guys like the commentary, please let me know. I will continue to do it in the future. If you hate it, let me know that as well, and, you know, I'll stop doing commentaries and just let the gameplay speak for itself. Now, this guy noticed that there may be something going on over in my direction, so he's checking us out. I'm going to try and trank him. Yep, got him right in the head. Now, the guy in the tower may have seen that, but it looks like he did not notice. So now we got a couple guys coming out here. I forget how I took care of these guys. It looks like I'm just going to trank them both as well. I'm checking to see if they have helmets on. I've been doing the old trank in the head trick for quite some time. So now the soldiers around the area have been putting on helmets. So now I have to kind of figure out different ways. So that's why I kind of snuck up and used my CQC on these guys. Now I was trying to do a multi-throw, but it didn't work, so I just ended up choking that other guy out. Now, the reason I didn't Fulton them right there is because of the guy on the guard post tower at the top. I don't want him to notice that I'm extracting those guys before I get the commander. Now, I believe the first time you come through here, there are 1 or 2 cassette tapes that you can get in this facility. So kind of enter in and keep an eye out for those when you do come through here. Because I think the cassette tapes are one of the more fun parts of this game. I love most of the music that I've found so far. I'm a big David Bowie fan, like Kojima himself. So can't wait to find Life on Mars. I've already found The Man Who Sold the World, so I had that as my chopper music for a while. I believe it was playing Kids in America earlier. That's what I'm currently rocking. But once I find Life on Mars, that'll probably be my jam for the duration. Alright, so we see we got the commander inside the building right here. And when I look at his face, we're going to get some intel from Miller. He's going to say, oh, hey, that's the guy. Yeah, there we go. Now, if the window had been busted out, or just, you know, empty without the glass, then we could have pulled him through and done some CQC that way. But it's not, so that would have caused a lot of noise to break the window. Also, keep in mind that if you want to break a window, you either have to jump through it or shoot it with a lethal weapon. Trank guns don't work. I haven't actually tried a stun rifle. I have the Riot SMG that is a stun variation, so I may try that in the future. Now, you may have noticed earlier when I was walking around the back of the building, or to the front, I guess, actually, there was a little metal box with a blue light on it. That was the power supply for the base, so I could have turned that off, and the soldiers would have tried to figure out what's going on. Looks like this guy saw something. He's checking us out. So I'm going to see if we can take him out here. Okay, so he noticed that there was a guard that was knocked out. Now it looks like I may be in a little bit of trouble, so we'll see how I handle this here. I recorded this video last night. I don't remember 100% exactly what I did or how it all turned out, but I believe I got through it without any combat alerts, even though I did have to use my reflex maybe a couple of times. Some people are, you know, kind of averse to the reflex. They don't like that. They don't like the marking. They think it's, you know, too much or easy mode or, you know, whatever have you. I think it's fine. You know, the reflex mode is something that I think that makes sense for Big Boss. You know, he's supposed to be the greatest soldier that ever lived. So I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination to say that even if somebody spotted him, you know, he would still be able to get the drop on them. You know, that's kind of the whole crux of the Les Enfants Terribles project, you know, to make the other clones of him, simply because he is the greatest. You know, they want to have more versions of him to staff their ranks in the military. That guy spotted us, and he's down for the count. Let's see if we can take out radio guys here. We don't want them. We don't want these two to see us and get away, because they have those blinking radios on their back, so they're going to notify everybody, and then we're going to be in some shit. So I'm going to take them out real quick. Looks like somebody else has a problem with us, but we're going to... See, I think he was wearing a helmet. May have knocked it off. Yeah, and he's taking a ton of rounds before he goes down. My aim may have been off there. Just throw him. That's something I think is pretty fun, is being able to throw people when you're carrying them. It can be handy, like in that situation where I don't have to go all the way back out through the door. I can just throw him through the window. Even though the door was right there, still, direct route is the fastest. Let's get rid of all these guys. It's one thing that I like about this game, as far as, you know, the stealth goes. You can Fulton people out as you're knocking them out, so there are no bodies for anybody to find. It's like you were never there, and people are just disappearing. I think that if I was the last guy in a base that was being invaded by Big Boss, and suddenly I realized that everybody else was just gone, I'd be pretty terrified and wouldn't know what was going on. So I think that's a good tactic for our Big Boss here. Alright, so I got the guy. I extracted him. He's going back to base. I got a whole bunch of new soldiers, recruits. So now we're going to escape the hot zone in order to complete our mission. So I don't want to put the chopper right here, simply because we're so close to the base. I don't want anybody to notice it. So I sent for it to go all the way out there. And what I'm going to do here is call D-Horse when I'm running, do a nice little trick that I think was a pretty cool addition. He's sprinting, he runs up, hop on. Never lose your momentum. I think that's a very handy thing that they put in. And Kojima thinks about a lot of the weird small intricacies, you know, different things that would be cool to see or do. One thing that, or a couple of things that a couple of gripes that I have with this game so far. One of them is if I'm listening to a cassette tape and somebody calls me on the radio for intel or for whatever reason, the cassette tape keeps playing and they just talk over it. So depending on what they're saying and how long it takes them, I could miss a large chunk. Sorry, I can't talk today. Large chunk of the recording, and then I have to go back and listen to it, and it takes, you know, however long to get into the iDroid menu, and then you got to go to your mission tab, and then you got to go down to the cassettes, and you know, got to get into the controls. It's just kind of a mess. I think that when somebody calls you, they should auto pause the tapes and then pick them back up once your intel call is over. Now, it's kind of hard for me to avoid taking little outposts when I see them, so you're going to see me stop here before I get out of the hot zone and actually complete the mission to try and take out this base, get these guys back to Mother Base so they can benefit us in some way. And my shot is terrible. Sandstorm may be contributing to that, or maybe I just suck. But either way, Sandstorm's helping us out. I can just walk right up to this guy, take him out. And then we see this other guy over here was just kind of sleeping, so we're going to take him out. He's going to wake up kind of surprised when I grab him here. Alright, so we're going to wait for the sandstorm to lift, and then we'll take these guys back to Mother Base with us. First, since we have to wait, we're going to check and see if we find some resources, get that stuff back to Mother Base. It's going to help us build new platforms as well as advanced gear. A lot of the starting gear and the the first tier of some of the weapons and stuff that you can get doesn't cost anything other than GMP. So you just need to have the appropriate team levels, R&D, Intel, or whatever the case may be, plus the correct amount of GMP. But for a lot of stuff, especially the more advanced things, it's going to cost specific resources plus the GMP. So we want to make sure we have as many of those resources as possible. Also, we can't craft any of these like mortars and gun emplacements at Mother Base, so it's important to take that stuff when we're out in the field, because I do plan on doing the forward operating base or the FOB features once I reach that point in the game. So I want to make sure that I have a good security setup. That way, if I do get invaded, I have good defenses. So I just kind of take all that stuff as soon as I see it. It does cost a lot of GMP to take those things. I think it was 5,000 for the mortar and that gun, but in my eyes, it's worth it, especially if you can get a good ranking on the mission. Then you're going to get a whole bunch of extra GMP anyway. And you see there, we got out of the hot zone and completed our mission. Let's see, I raised my bond with D horse, got a nice A rank, a few bonuses. I did use my reflex, so I didn't get that bonus. And I didn't get the perfect stealth bonus either. And so we see we got our final mission tally here. Did okay, not too bad. Ended up with another 109,000 GMP. Mission cost us 20. You see, I had 6,000 deploy there. Alright, so here's our final mission ratings, and then it's going to show us the credits and the troops that we got. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, concerns, comment, and thanks.